9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to DFW Roundtable Podcast, Texas' most powerful and entertaining podcast, bringing you the best and entertaining interviews from the industry's top music entertainers, sports athletes, and much more. So grab a seat and a cold one and watch, listen, and enjoy. And now here is your host, Ruben Campos.
And welcome back, everybody, to another edition of DFW Roundtable Podcast. And as you can see, I've got a very special guest with us here tonight. He is coming straight to us from camp. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the champ himself, Mr. Brandon Heartbreaker Figueroa. Brandon, thank you for joining the show, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Man, I tell you what, Brandon, I know you're just coming off straight from training. Look forward to it. We're talking about you are the interim featherweight champion currently, and you're working hard towards another fight coming up here pretty soon. We'll talk about that. But first and foremost, man, to get people going that have not met you yet, Brandon, is that I heard somewhere, man, you got started in boxing at a very early age. So if you don't mind taking us a little bit back, Brandon, how old were you when you got started? And first of all, what got you into boxing, brother?
Yeah, I started boxing or started fighting, I guess, at the age of 4. My older brother beat me by 8 years. So by the time I was born, he was already in boxing. And yeah, I guess I can say that I grew up around boxing, and ever since then, I've been doing it.
Wow, man. And I guess, did you start with like golden gloves and work yourself up to amateur, and then where you're at now in pro? Is that how you started?
Yeah, of course. I started fighting amateur. I didn't really have much of an amateur background due to the fact that my dad was more invested in my older brother. And he didn't really pay attention to me until I want to say like 17 years old. That's when I started to, really insist my dad that I wanted to, do boxing at a professional level. And my dad didn't really want me to box, but, those long hours and the hard work, the dedication that I had for the sport, it took me there. And now I'm a 2-time world champion, working on my way to becoming a 3-time. And yeah, I'm known as one of the best right now in the world. So I'm very happy with that. And I couldn't be any more satisfied.
Absolutely, man. Especially going for that third one, right? That's important. Now, you hail to us from Westlaco, Texas, right? So the Rio Grande Valley, has that always been home for you, Brandon?
Yes, I was born and raised in Westlaco, Tamaulipas, Rio Bravo. So that's where my family's from, and that's where I'm happy to represent.
Ándale, pues ya que estamos en eso, Brandon, vamos a mandarle un saludito a toda la gente que se unen de Monterrey, de San Nicolás y Escobedo. Un saludito para todos. Este es Brandon Heartbreaker Figueroa, ¿eh? Es el campeón. Un saludito para todos allá. So, did you ever fight in Mexico, brother?
I would always fight amateur. I want to say in Rio Bravo, Campo de las Lebres, como se le decían ahí, and I would fight, I think, Ciudad Victoria, Monterrey. I think my older brother ended up fighting in Matamoros también. So, yeah, Tamaulipas para mí, Monterrey, Reynosa, Rio Bravo, Matamoros, Progreso. Para mí, todo eso es hogar para mí. Mi familia se crecieron ahí en Rio Bravo. Y muchos conocen a mi abuelito Juan Botas. Él hacía muchos eventos para los niños. He would give back a lot. So, pues es la razón que yo, en mi comunidad, en Huesaco, es la razón que yo doy mucho para atrás para los niños, para las escuelas, porque es algo que me inculcó mi abuelito Juan, and that's something that's always been a part of us, is to give back, and always be grateful, be humble, and, help out the people we need, because at the end of the day, this is mi raza, that's where I grew up, and at the end of the day, that's the people that is home to me. When I see those type of people, that's mi raza, that's what I can say, so.
Heck yeah, man. And I got to tell you, Brandon, your popularity is growing by the minute, brother. And part of that has been exactly what you just said, man. Giving back to the community, being a great role model for kids out there, man. But most importantly, giving back and remaining that humble person, man. And that's why there's no doubt, man, that your popularity is growing. Your talent is unspeakable. But when you have a person that talented, man, that is that humble, and gives back, man, people follow that, and more, y la raza más bien, ¿verdad? Because you're one of us, eres tejano, eres mexicano as well, man. So, man, what a perfect combination, brother. And you represent it well in the ring, man. So we're very thankful for that, man. And we're also appreciative of you representing as well, man. So, best of luck to you on your upcoming fight, man. So now that you've told me about your growings, man, the last fight that you had, it looks like it went to all the way to the end, man. Can you tell me a little bit more about that fight, man? And you know, you obviously came out victorious, right? Came out with a title, but
Yes, sir.
it looks like it was a battle, huh?
No, yes, of course. It was a tough, great fight. I mean, basically, what I'm more satisfied and what makes me the most happy is that I'm fighting at the level that I want to be fighting. I'm fighting these world class level athletes, these former world champions, these world champions. So all the fights that I've been in from now on are going to be world class, and it's going to be nothing short of exciting. I can tell you that. Every fight from here on out is every fight that I want to be in. This is something that I've been told my dad ever since I was small, is that, Dad, I want to be a world champion. Not only that, but I want to take over boxing. That's
Yeah,
something that is still in my mind, and I'm 26 years old. So to me, I'm barely hitting my peak. I'm barely getting started.
agree.
Tengo la bendición de Dios, tengo la bendición de mi familia. I have toda mi familia y mis amigos, mi raza que me apoya mucho del Valle, de Tamaulipas, de todo. Estoy muy contento, muy emocionado para seguir dándole aquí al pie del cañón, y no solamente eso, pero estoy muy contento para representar a México, a representar a todos los niños que a lo mejor ellos piensan, no, soy de Río Bravo, soy de Huérzaco, en una ciudad chiquita, pero no importa. El trabajo duro, la dedicación y la constancia para mí es algo que no se puede enseñar. Es algo que le va a ganar el talento 100%, porque muchos que tienen talento dado de Dios, se le pasa la oportunidad porque no quieren trabajar duro, y hay otros que no tienen talento pero se esfuerzan, hacen muchos sacrificios para llegar donde llegan. Y es la razón donde yo miré eso. Yo sé que sí se puede inculcar el talento, pero para mí es más el trabajo duro. Estoy muy contento de representar a todos los niños, a inspirarlos, motivarlos si Dios quiere. Y si puedo inspirar a un niño y motivarlo, que sí se puede, aunque no puede ser el boxeo, puede ser en la escuela, puede ser abogado, doctor, cualquier cosa, para nada más con que le eche ganas y que mantenga la cabeza arriba, es todo lo que importa.
Muy bien hecho. Well said, my friend. Well said, my brother. Couldn't agree anymore, man. From that standing, right? And we were talking, Brandon, me and you about this, man. How your camp is very differently, man. And you just go back. You mentioned there how your base is your family. Your camp, from a boxing format, is your family, right? From your dad, your mom, your sister, your brother. That the Figueroa family is your camp, right? 100%.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they're my camp. I mean, we've been doing this since the initiation of my career. And if you can see so well, my career has been going awesome. It has been going great. So why
Gracias a
stop
Dios.
something why stop something that's been working so well? And no solamente eso, pero my family's gonna want the best for me. They're always gonna look out for me. They're always gonna put me in the position to win at all times. They're always gonna facilitate everything for me. Y eso no se le puede decir de mucha gente que están en tu equipo, que a lo mejor te tienen envidia o a lo mejor te echan negatividad, pero con mi familia es cada vez para mí es algo bonito, porque pues aquí estoy sacrificando mi tiempo de afuera de casa, pero aquí está mi familia conmigo también, apoyándome en mis sueños, en mis metas, y no puedo ser más orgulloso que eso. Estoy muy contento con mi equipo, y si Dios quiere, ojalá que mi equipo me dure más 10 años más en esa carrera, si Dios quiere. Y pues sí, estoy muy contento, todo está funcionando muy bien. El campo, cada campamento que estamos haciendo, nos estamos fortaleciendo más, nos estamos haciendo más fuertes como familia y como equipo. Estoy muy contento con eso.
Qué bueno, Brandon. Qué bueno. Oye, hermano, being a two-time world champ and going for your third one, obviously the obstacles have been unbearing, man. The dedication, like you said, the time from yourself, your family, is unmeasured, man. What it takes to be a two-time world champ. Through this process, Brandon, what would you say? And this is good for others watching, man. Even if you've got a kid listening out there, man. as you went through this process, man, what did you say? What would you say was the biggest challenge, man? And especially getting that first one right. As to how hard was it, man, and what would you say was your biggest challenge getting into that fight to win that first title, man?
Well, look, if I can tell you anything, I'd tell you that boxing has to be one of the most dangerous, hardest, to me, in my opinion, has to be the most dangerous, hardest, and most craziest sport ever because la gente nada más sabe lo que pasa when the cameras come on, when the fight
Right,
goes on. Yeah,
right,
es nada más lo que sabe lo que sabe la gente, pero at the end of the day, no one knows what a boxer goes through to get there. Just to get to that weigh-ins, what people just see the weigh-ins, they just see the fight, and that's it. But people don't see the todo el campamento, the sacrifices. I feel like nada más los obstáculos de la vida. I feel like it's muy diferente to be in the ring and have a life out of the ring. It's two different worlds, two different, I guess, dos vidas diferentes, muy diferentes, porque en el boxeo tienes que estar bien dedicado, tienes que estar bien disciplinado, pero también necesitas tu tiempo para disfrutar, para descansar, so you can relax your mind. And
right.
to me, I feel like the any obstacle just to become in anything that you do is, mi mamá me dijo que sin sacrificio no hay beneficio, and to me that has always stuck. And
Very
I
true,
feel like
brother.
yes, sir, and I feel like that's the reason why a lot of people don't, reach their goals is because they don't want to put half the fraction of work. People want to put the bare minimum and they expect great results. And at the end of the day, that's not going to work. To me is a lot of sacrifices that has to be done outside of boxing, which in my personal life, that's why I don't have a girlfriend right now. I have to leave away from home, and it's hard because every time I go back 3 months later, everything's so different and I have to play catch up every time. So I feel like
Right.
for anyone that's listening, I feel like any obstacle just has to be life, man. In general, la cosa de la vida, and I'm pretty sure anyone can understand this. Is you have your daily job, but at the end of the day, you have your profession, and then you have your outside. Your family, your girlfriend, your wife, your kids, mom. Everyone has their stuff to deal with. No solamente eso, pero también vienen los vicios. People like to drink, people like to have fun, drugs. Whatever the case is. So to me, is any obstacle that you can overcome is any obstacle hard enough, especially for a boxer like me. Is I have to stay away from a lot of stuff. I have to stay away from my personal life, from my friends, from my comfort zone. Porque if you're back home, if you're in the comfortability of your own home, then tu mente no va a crecer. You're not gonna grow because you're in a place
Yeah.
where you're not allowing your mind, your body, and your soul to grow. That's what we need to understand is that if you're always in the same place all the time, you're not getting better. You're complacent. So para mí is the hardest thing, I guess, is just, getting up and doing it. Getting up, levantándote en las mañanas, putting in the work, coming back home tired. And guess what? You're going to have to do it again tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know anyone that has a profession, anyone that has a career would understand when I say that it's hard getting up. But once you really, really, really tell yourself, like, all right, esto es lo que quiero, let's go 110%. Te lo prometo that you won't fail. You won't fail because you're not going to leave yourself to fail. Because once you're all in, once you put it 110%, nothing can go wrong. That's what I feel
Yeah.
like.
You got to have a lot of discipline, ¿verdad? Because mucho
Yes.
temptation, it's a lot of sacrifice también, como dices tú. Your
Yeah.
personal life sacrifices a lot because you can't be with your buddies back home or familia back home because you got months and months to train, man.
Yes,
But
sir. Yeah.
and like you said, man, once you get back, you got to play catch up. But then in a
Yeah.
few months, you got another fight coming up. Here you go back again, ¿verdad? So I
Yes,
think
sir.
the amount of discipline, man, into this, Brendan, is just tremendous, man. And dedication, like you said, to get up in the morning and do it all over again. Says, man, let's grind it out.
Yeah.
Throughout your fights, man, um, have have you been? First of all, Brendan, have you been hurt? You said boxing is a dangerous sport, and
Yeah.
100%, man, it is. But first and foremost, man, throughout your career, have you been seriously hurt?
To be honest, and I don't wanna sound but if anyone that has watched all my fights, they'll for sure know that honestly I've never been hurt,
Yeah,
never been dropped, and I don't want to jinx myself, right? But yeah, something I do to myself that is like, wow, like I haven't been to that point where I have to overcome that obstacle. You get me? Porque todavía no he llegado a ese punto donde where I'm in that predicament where I'm hurt or
Right.
like I have to survive. Yeah. So I haven't been there, and hopefully, I know maybe one day I'll eventually get there, but en este momento no, I haven't been hurt, nothing.
No, ojalá esperen Dios que no, man, because there's been a lot of champions that have never gotten there, man.
No, yes, sir.
La defensa tuya está máxima. You're very elusive, man, very fast, and I think that's a huge benefit for you, man. Out of all the fights, if I was to ask you, man, which one was your hardest one? Which one would you say, man, is like the one that you say, man, this was a really challenge, man?
I want to say maybe my draw, my first draw that I ever had. I went into that fight with two injuries on my left elbow, my right elbow. That's I feel like a lot of people don't know about that fight. Is that fight is so crazy. I took that fight with two injuries. I think I only hit the bag 4 rounds out of the 3 months that I did training camp. 4 rounds.
Dang, wow,
So yeah,
man.
I mean, yeah, that's what I mean is a lot of people don't know a lot of stuff that goes out outside of boxing or inside of boxing, but those are little sacrifices que yo solo me digo like, damn, if I fought this guy off 12 rounds and he couldn't hurt me, he couldn't drop me with two injured elbows, eso me da más fuel to the fire, you get me? Because even at my lowest point, at my weakest point, I mean, I'm still under banging with a world class athlete, and at the end of the day, pues, I don't give up, man. That's one thing about me is that I'm always gonna be coming at you. Tengo un coraje, tengo un like a demeanor that I'm gonna attack you, and you're not gonna get away from me. In other words, like yo tengo eso inculcado en mi mente that I'm not gonna let you go, man. Like once I have you in front of me, whoever they put in front of me is gonna find out what I'm about. Because I feel like a lot of people underestimate me because of my, blue eyes and my
Yeah,
frame. But at the end of the day, once you put me in the ring, once I'm in front of you, you better fight me out well, or you better run because I'm gonna be coming at you.
I love it, man. Chavez had the same mentality, brother.
Hmm.
Chavez had the same thing. It's like, hey, man, I can shake your hand or whatever, but once we get in that ring, I had one thing in my mind that was to destroy you.
Yeah.
That's it, man. And that's a champion mentality. Record of 24-1-1, man. That is superb, man. And again, you're going for that third world title, man. Now, from that end. Um, I know you've got great connection through social media, Brendan. You want to share your Facebook, man, for because again, your popularity is growing tremendously, man. Where people can connect with you, man.
Yeah, of course. I'm mostly active on Instagram, Brandon Figueroa 101. And I think on Facebook is Brandon Lee Figueroa, and I think my fan page is Heartbreaker. I think that's what it's called.
It is, brother.
Yeah.
Heartbreaker. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not honestly when I'm in camp, that's when I try to be mostly active on social media, but I'm not really like a social media guy. Porque a mí lo que me importa más es el entrenamiento, estar enfocado. But I do reach out to my fans. I try my best. I have someone that runs my account también because there's some things that I can't post because they're the ones that create the digital
Yes.
markup thing
Yes.
and they post it. So yeah, all I can say is that that they can follow me there and I'll keep you guys updated on my next fight.
Perfect.
What I do in my training because I know a lot of people wonder like cómo tienes tanto aire, cómo tienes tanta condición, pero al final del día everyone wonders like what do you take or what do you do that's different? Like no, I'm just really consistent with what I do, and I work my ass off. I work 110% every time I work out. I give it my all, and I feel like that's the reason why I'm at where I'm at today is because I'm always giving the best of myself.
Amen, brother. A good example of that. Look at you, man. You just got out of training. That's in San Antonio. I appreciate you. Like I said, man, muchísimas
Okay.
gracias. Again, the dedication, man. You just got straight from workout, man, to do this. Still in your car. Shows tremendous dedication. But again, that just goes for the fans out there on how the work just continues, man. Keep
Yes,
chopping
sir.
away, man. From that end. So you mentioned that there might be something coming in September, no? More or less,
Yeah.
más o menos?
Yeah, más o menos September. Like I said, like it's something that I'll keep you guys updated. Because right now I'm getting ready, getting ready for what's to come, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a fight date soon. So, like I said, I'll just keep you guys updated, and let's go. Basically, la raza que me apoya will hopefully they make the fight here in San Antonio. So I know all my gente from the valley will be out there supporting me and Tamaulipas. So I'll be very happy and very appreciative of that. So I'm just excited and I can't wait.
That would be awesome, brother. If you see San Antonio, count me in, man. I'll be there, brother. Esther, for
Yes, sir,
sure,
you got
man.
it.
It'd be great to see you, man. Now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about the obvious, right? I wanted to ask you about this, man, and I know, pero you mentioned the blue eyes, man, and so forth. How did the Heartbreaker name come about, man, and who gave it to you?
Yeah, the Heartbreaker name came from when I would fight amateur in Figueroa when I was like 7, 8. Mind you, back then I was more like white complected with dark blue eyes. Um, so it was very weird when my mom would cross me because the border patrol there, they would always stop her and ask her like, "Hey, is this your baby?" Because all my siblings are all morenitos, brown eyes. My mom's
Right.
white, brown eyes. I'm the only one that came out white complected, dark hair, and blue eyes. So people thought that she kidnapped an American baby. So por eso siempre le preguntaban like, "Hey, is this your baby?" And my mom would always show her the birth certificate, and they were like, siempre se quedaban like, "What?" Y my dad siempre decía el chiste like, "No, es el cartero." Es el cartero. And it's funny because my dad was actually a mailman for like 20 some years.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, the story came when I would fight amateur, and ya cuando llegaba al campo de las Lebres, which is an arena ahí, es una arena ahí en Rio Bravo, and there was a row of little girls, and they'll be like, ya llegó el rompecorazones. So ever since then, my dad heard the little row of girls call me that, and ever since then, pues I've been rompecorazones, so which means heartbreaker in English. So
Heartbreaker, man. Yeah, and I got to tell you, man.
uh,
Yeah, it suits well, Brandon. It suits well, man. And speaking of which, Heartbreaker, man. Merchandise, brother. We spoke about that. For the fans out there, specifically, ponle que se haga el pleito en San Antonio, man. It'd be wonderful to see some Heartbreaker stuff out there, man. You mentioned you got something on the works, brother. It's coming.
yeah, it's coming for sure. Yeah.
So anybody looking for shirts, stuff like that, any merch from Brandon, it's in the works. It's coming. So stay tuned. Stay connected to social media, and like Brandon says, you'll be the first to know there and find out once that's available.
Yeah, of course.
Oye, Brendan, from a training perspective, man, I know a lot of boxers use sparring partners, man. How often do you get to spar, man, and how often do you change sparring partners, man?
No, yeah, I mean, sparring to me is just work. You get in there with someone, you work on things that you don't work in a fight or things that you're missing. But yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for so long. Sparring's great. I feel like you really need it, especially if you want to get to that next level. And yeah, I mean, I spar a lot of great talent from the Valley here in San Antonio también, and soon enough I'll be sparring guys from Vegas. So just getting all that work from here from different fighters is really picks up your skill level también, because you're seeing a lot of different things. You're seeing a lot of different fighters with different techniques that you can also pick up on and you can also learn from. So maybe you fight a guy that beats you more than another guy. Well, okay, then you're gonna work on your weaknesses. You get me? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
sparring's great. I love sparring. So that's one thing that what I love most about boxing is the sparring.
Oye, Brendan, and as far as camp, man, yeah, you mentioned you're in San Antonio. How much longer are you going to be in San Antonio, brother? And are you going to move somewhere else after San Antonio, or you're basically going to keep it in San Antonio, your camp?
No, yeah, we're going back home actually tonight. Tonight we'll be back home in la casa de Huesaco, and then by next Monday, like el Monday que viene, we'll be flying out to Vegas for September. So I'll be over there for like 2.5 months.
Okay,
So
okay.
we're just here for like 3 weeks, just to do a little camp, pre-camp. We like to call it like a little mini pre-camp. Nada más para comenzarnos, para just so I can get into a little camp mode, and yeah, once we go to Vegas, pues it's time to get more serious. But yeah, pretty much.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Oye, from a trainer, man, any special shout outs or anything you want to do? Dar las gracias any special shout outs to anybody out there that you wanna shout out to, man?
Oh yeah, just my team, my dad, the coaches from back home. I mean, anyone that's willing to help me out. but yeah, pretty much my dad is the one that trains me and has trained me. So yeah, he's done a great job, and I'm happy that he's my coach.
Yeah. So all this time, Brandon, it's just been your dad, as you mentioned, no?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, some of the guys have helped me here with my work. Like I said, I like to learn from a lot of different, boxers, coaches, but for the most part, and generally, my dad has been the main one.
That's awesome, man. Like you said, it's all family, man.
All
Boy,
family.
and yeah, and lastly, man, ultimate goal for Brandon, man. What is your ultimate goal, brother? Yeah, I know you're going to go for your third one, ¿verdad? What is your ultimate peak goal, man?
My goal right now is to become the face of boxing. To be honest, I want to take over. I want to be one of the best. I want to leave my name in the books, and yeah, literally, I want to take over boxing. I want to prove to everyone que si se puede, and keep beating these world class level fighters, and be doing it in such a great fashion. Just to show everyone que si se puede. It doesn't matter where you come from, as long as you want it so bad. And dedication, hard work, discipline is there. The consistency is the most important part. I feel like in anything that anyone does, consistency is waking up, no matter what time, and doing it over and over and over and over and over until you get it right, until you get better, and until you become successful. So, yeah, just very happy, very, very excited for what's to come for my future, because from here on out, I'm all in, man. Like, I'm all gas, no brakes, and I wanna really, really take over boxing. I wanna, I know a lot of people don't hear this out of me because I'm a really quiet, humble person, but the people that know me is that I don't talk just to talk. I like to really prove it. I'm not the
Yeah,
type to talk and not prove it. But also, that's one of the reasons why I don't like to talk, is because there's no reason in talking if you're not gonna go out there and do it. So
right.
I'd rather talk in the ring. So that's why when I fight these guys that talk a lot of smack, and like, I don't care. Like, you can talk all you want. Show me in the ring. Show me what you got. In other words, and at the end of the day, pues no.
No te
I'm
han
always
enseñado
gonna.
nada. No te han
Mande?
enseñado nada so far. No te han enseñado
No.
nada so far. Síguele así. Now, you mentioned the face of boxing, man. And like I said, I've been keeping track of that, Brendan. The popularity is growing more and more and more, man. So, it's slowly getting there, man. So keep it up, brother. And wishing you the best of luck. Once September comes around, man, we'll be tracking that. I'll make sure once the announcements go, where the fight's going to be, where it's going to be televised.
No, yes, sir.
Este,
Sorry.
yeah, it's okay, brother. Where it's going to be televised and so forth, we'll make sure and push it, man. So,
Okay.
yeah, appreciate your time, Brendan. Hang with me just a little bit. We're just going to say goodbye to everybody, man, but hang with me just a little bit longer. This episode is brought to you by Avante Party Rentals and Catering. Let Avante help you with your party or wedding needs, from tables, chairs, plates, silverware, to a full catering service. Avante can take care of it all. Call us at 214-680-5521 for a free quote, and let Avante take care of all your needs so you can enjoy your festivities.